Is Jorge Prado taking Aaron Plessinger's job at KTM? Quite possibly. Hey everybody, Walty Wanderers, buckle up, strap in. We got hard-hitting pull-up punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. Let's jump back on the moto merry-go-round and examine the good, the bad, and maybe a little bit of the ugly.
No, Walty, not the ugly. Only examine rainbows and sunshine and MX of Nation.
And now somebody's got to read between the lines and look. Between the industry ruts, we got some ruts to look through today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. Here we go again. Let's jump back into the swimming pool. So, Jorge Prado, it looks like for all intents and purposes, another worst-kept secret in the industry that they won't report on because they're in the pockets of the industry, so they can't. But we can. We've known that Jorge, there's been rumors that, the ugliest breakup in moto history, quite possibly a 3-year contract comes to an end in less than one. And then he goes sandbagging in the last round of the outdoors, trying not to qualify because he didn't want to race when he clearly showed the speed from times that he could run up front, at least get a start. Who wants to hire that guy? Well, apparently KTM does. But here's the thing. We've talked about this before. From what we've heard and gathered, this contract is a performance-based contract. Now, as an ex-industry insider, back in the day, when I was working knee-deep in the trenches of this deal, I know a lot of the things that happen behind closed doors and in business in general. So what I think's happening for George is, here's what's happening. He's collected a bunch of guaranteed out of Kawasaki, but then he pulled the plug on him. Now he's going to KTM. KTM's only going to write him a performance-based contract. Why? You ask. Well, of course I'm going to tell you. If we read between the lines and look between the ruts, what we're seeing here is potentially what KTM is doing is possibly helping him buy out of his contract with Kawi, because Kawi's just not going to let you go double dip. Because that's, in fact, what George is trying to do. He's trying to double dip. Collect this money. I'm going to go over here and ride this bike and orchestrate a whole new deal. No, it doesn't work like that, Jorge. Not over here in America. That's not how we're doing it. You got to pay that money back, dog. And it looks like if I had to guess, KTM somehow is probably contributing. And they're having to borrow money to do it because they don't have the money. So, there's that. That's strike one. Strike two. Strike two on this deal has me a little concerned because our favorite guy, see, back in the day, like I was about to say, we had characters in this sport, right?
Oh, what's up, homies? It's the Tomcat. Remember me?
We had a lot of characters, personalities, colorful, punk rock, pyro, and chicks, baby.
Sure, you subscribe to Walty Wanderers for some back in the day fun.
It goes on. X Games and Monster Million and all kinds of fun. Not anymore. You get super duper playoffs marketed as a football game with referees and officials. Calling audibles by Ricky. That's what you get until you get electric bikes, which are going to come soon. Triumph might be the first to release one. Who knows? No, actually, well, they won't be. We already got them out there, but you never know. They might be the first brand to cross over. Ricky's going to promote the next electric Triumph for you. Who knows? Different video. If you're new, get subscribed right away. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, today. Never been a more important time in moto history to get centered and surrounded with like-minded moto people who are iron sharpened. I was sharpening some iron today. AP we love him because he's Americana. He's the cowboy. He's like one of the only dudes out there that has his own personality. But this new playoff schedule fatigued him. Got chronic fatigue syndrome or some variation of it. I mean, these dudes are grabbing flights. They're under a lot of stress. They're overworked. They're probably not underpaid at least. At least they're getting paid. But, I mean, not if you want to call this football sports and spin it as such, pay them football-style money. It's still a fraction of what football players, because football players have a union. League. We don't. So they're only going to be able to earn what they can get on their own through teams and sponsors. Nothing from the promoters. Different video. I just try to stay out of there, actually, because I know the industry, while they might not necessarily dig me, and I'm sorry, industry, I love you guys. Hey, listen, I'll say this. Racer X back in the day, they were good to me. Good to us at Triple X. Good to me at Motostar. So I got to cut them a little slack. I still like Racer X. I just don't like the machine. And they got caught up in the machine. But I mean, I'm not going to cast the first stone. I'm not without sin, right, my brothers? You understand what I'm saying. The reality is this. I think the signing of Jorge Prado, if you're new to the channel, is because AP is a question mark. I'm a little concerned. If it hasn't been reported yet, officially, by the industry, that George is now with KTM. I saw it somewhere posted that he's going to be at A1 on a KTM. So that legal beagle thing he's going through is probably getting close to, if not already done, and is just now dotting the I's and crossing the T's on his KTM contract, which might have ran vertically or concurrently together, because I think to make the contract happen, they had to also pay off Cowie. So it was probably a big lawyer fest up in there. Now, AP, like, why would you like, this would be good for KTM. I'm going to throw you a bone. If KTM could line up Eli, AP, and throw in a Euro in the form of Jorge Prado, that's 3 450 riders. Now, for me, the only reason KTM does that is they got a sweetheart of a deal because it's performance based, and I don't think they paid Cowie all the way off for the missing money, but they probably chipped in, and I think Jorge probably had to buck up himself. Now, again, that's purely speculation at this point, and it doesn't even matter. It's secondary to the fact that there's a potential, like, what's KTM doing? Are they going to have 3 riders over there, 3 450 Premier Class riders, when we're at the moment, I think we only have Juju in the 250s, and I'm not sure who are we thinking or talking about for their other 250 riders. So I don't know what, maybe Jorge's going to be on a 250. They should throw him in the 250 Supercross and learn over there with the freaking sharks. These kids going buck wild. He'll learn Supercross real quick. But here's the deal. I think there's a big question mark around AP, because, I mean, we know what happened with Sexton. The bike was seizing up, and not seizing, but it was having problems, and he's finding the deck more than normal. We saw AP tap out due to fatigue, and we don't know if that was, bike related or just purely from the series itself being too long, but it could be a combination of both. You see Tom Vial pull out of a moto saying he didn't feel comfy on the bike. So the bike's clearly got issues. The company's got issues. The brand's got issues. So this is really a chance, KTM, I'm about to throw you that bone I was just talking about, to resurrect your brand. Because if you could have 3 Premier Class riders all on that gate, that would be a huge one for you. That could be like company saving material right there. And you guys need something right now. I mean, you're going to hype, of course, Eli. And AP is AP. He's just going to be good for, fan fest, and for the fanfare, driving people to the pit, to the truck for autographs and whatnot, trying to sell your VIP experience if you don't already have one already. I'm sure it's coming. Maybe that's going to be AP's new job. Who knows? In fact, he'd be perfect for it. In fact, maybe I just discovered exactly what they have planned for AP, and that's why we're signing George. Because we're either signing George because we're worried about AP, or we're signing George is because we want to have a 3-rider 450 Premier Class rider lineup, which would completely help KTM. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a moto guy that wants to see you not only win on the track, off the track. Understand the waters you're swimming in now. There's shark-infested KTM. Jorge Prado, welcome to the swimming pool. It looks like you're bringing Eli and AP along for the ride. This will be interesting to see how this one plays out. I'm sure by the time this video is posted, it might have already be official. George to KTM. And what's going on with AP? This is the big thing. Are we going to tout this as a 3-rider lineup for maximum sponsorship benefits? Or is this going to be because we're worried we don't know what's really going on with AP? Leave it in the comments below. In the meantime, Walty will be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to follow me there. Simply search up Walty Wanders MX on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Don't go over the bars. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video.